Hi there, welcome back to the vlog. It's great to be back. Thank you to all of you who tuned in for our live streamed gig on Sunday evening. You can go back and watch it here. If you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button and click a like, even if you're not new here, even if you've been here since April 2016 when this vlog started, a long time ago, 575 episodes ago before. It's quite incredible that we are now on episode 576 of this vlog. How on earth I have found 575 different things to talk about, including about the saxophone mostly, is beyond me, but I've got a new idea for you today. Those of you who are regular vlog watchers will know that my son Charlie started playing trumpet a couple of months ago. He's doing really well. I'm not going to show too much of it because bless him, he's only 8, but he's been working on a few things. We never ever say this to trumpet players because they moan on, so all brass players moan about their lips and everything, but it is actually harder for them to produce notes than it is for us, because really we blow in the small end, waggle the fingers and the notes come out. They have to work on that embouchure diligently in order to get the notes to come out. Now Dave Liebman argues that we should work as diligently as they do, if not more so, because we should, because it isn't easy, you know, it is easier for us. You know, we don't have to do it, therefore we should do it. But I often find when I'm teaching, and I have taught over 20 years, different ensembles, different student ensembles, that when I'm teaching, particularly students in that sort of high school bracket, the front row, the saxophone players, the clarinet players, will often read so much better than the brass players will at the back. But the brass players will always play better. And I always vividly remember leading a jazz band in Belfast years ago. And there was this young lad on the trumpet, and bless him, he was only starting to learn. And he was struggling to read everything, but we were doing the James Bond theme in this jazz band we were doing, and he just worked really hard on his tone, and I vividly remember his head just going pink when he was playing. Well, ba-da-ba-da, ba-doo-da, ba-da, ba-dee-da, and nailed it. It was great on a concert, absolutely brilliant. Just, it was about the only thing he played, but he played that beautifully. So what I wanted to do today is to talk about something I've been getting Charlie to do on his trumpet, and I actually thought it's a great idea to do on the saxophone. Now, one of the more advanced exercises to do if you really want to get your overtones together, and there are some lessons on the Cambridge Saxophone website, well, I'll go into this in more detail, is to be able to play a major scale just using 1, 2, 3, 4 notes. So low B flat, low C, low D, low E flat. And you're going to play the B flat major scale. You're overblowing the first octave, and then when you get to the second octave, you are playing the F, G, A and B, the F, G and A off the overtones, and then you play the top B flat on its third partial. I'll demonstrate it, it's probably a bit easier to do. So that's all overblown. Now go back down to low B flat to get the F. F's not totally clear on this horn. I've got to say the Yanagisawa horn does enable me to get these harmonics out a hell of a lot easier than my Mark 6 does, which is why I'm playing it right now. You have to really focus on getting these corners down at the bottom and what you're doing with your lip. And the Star Wars one, of course, you start, it's a perfect fifth to start. Okay? And the idea is that you're trying to pitch that top C. It's something Eric Alexander taught me about when I was trying to get into the altissimo register. Eric would always advocate trying to play, if you're up in the altissimo register, by hearing something first. Taking something like a minor 11th arpeggio. So you know what it should sound like in order to hit those notes at the top in the altissimo register. It's just so much easier to hit the notes if you know what it should be. you know, the notes just come out. The title of today's vlog, you know, use the force to help your altissimo. Well, the reason why it helps you get your altissimo is in order to play altissimo register, you have to manipulate the sound column in order to hit those higher partials, hit those higher harmonics. And the better way to be able to hit those higher harmonics is to be able to hit notes you normally would be able to play, but without using the correct fingering, turning this into effectively like a bugle, okay, like I was doing on the Star Wars, like I was doing on the scales. The Sigur Rásha book, you know, the Liebman Top Tones book, they're the two kind of books that I think are the best ones to do. I'll link them below. If you haven't ever worked or read on those books, they're definitely worth going for. As, not quite in the same category, but still equally as good, is the Long Tones book by yours truly, which is called Make Your Saxophone Sing. There are, I can't remember, 12 to 15 long tone exercises in that book, so please go away, have a look at it. Having terrible trouble again with my finger. It's 4 years now since I broke it. Told you about it here, but just this last 24 hours or so, it's just been really yucky. I'm not sure whether it's the gig, Sunday, who knows. Let's do Q&A. Bill Ducker asked me, have I reviewed the Selma Concept mouthpiece? I don't think I have, Bill. I must do that. That's a good one. I did play it on this one last year when I was playing the recital, the classical recital with the organist in London. Such a shame, although actually, to be fair, given the number of people at that gig and the size of the room, we could easily have socially distanced. Team Curlis says, I know what you mean. This is referring to the 100 jazz standards, and you must know, if you haven't checked that one out, you must do. But he says, he separates them typically into a list of blues rhythm changes, modal, standard changes, tunes, and have people pick from the list. I mean, what works for you guys? I mean, like I showed you in that vlog, I mean, I can't keep referring to videos because I'm going to run out of cards, but, you know, one of the things I use is Siri and get Siri to produce a random number of those 100 jazz standards, and then basically the idea is to try and learn them. It's a great way of doing it. Ooh, desk has disappeared there. It's a great way of doing it in order to be able to get your knowledge of standards together. It's actually something I ought to go back and do again with a few more students. Thank you to all those of you who have suggested your top 10 jazz albums to listen to before you die. Enoch has said Sonny Stitt, Personal Appearances, Saxophone Colossus, I think you mean Saxophone Colossus. Yes, The Bridge, Sonny Rollins. Sonny Rollins, The Bridge nearly made it on. I've got to admit, it was very, very, very close to getting it on. Gosh, I didn't put a Sonny album on there. I don't know. Okay. Rick gave me some more. True Blue, Tina Brooks, Open Sesame, Freddie Hubbard, amazing album. Go, Dexter Gordon. Yeah, I mean, Soul Station, Hank. All those could easily have made him onto my list. If I did it a different day, if I did another one today, it's great. One of the things I want to be able to do is to be able to put these all into another playlist, and, you know, put them into playlists yourself, share them on the comments section by all means. Let's get listening, all of us, let's get listening. You know, streaming isn't always a great thing as a musician to be able to earn the money from your own music, but as a musician to be able to listen as a student of the music, it's phenomenal. Finally, a really good question here from Roger Doman. He says, how do I decide which number I'm going to play on which saxophone? And if you watch the gig, you'll see that, you know, I predominantly play tenor and soprano. Some songs work really well on soprano. Some of them just lend themselves to a soprano, but others don't. And I guess it's a personal decision sometimes. If you're covering a standard, then, you know, it's kind of, it might be, I've heard a particular recording, say, of Wayne Shorter playing it, or Branford playing it, or Cindy Bechet, or Steve Lacy on soprano particularly, and go, that sounds really good on soprano. But I've got to say, there are songs that will sound really good on tenor that if you put them on soprano will just not work. There have been plenty of songs, and when we used to do the Haymakers, that used to be my little trial run. I used to basically run certain songs at certain times in those things, and then with the band we go, no, that didn't work, this didn't work, that didn't work. And I'm constantly trying to find new songs for the soprano. I actually think on Sunday we had quite a well-balanced set. There's a lot of times, I kind of think in the last sort of before lockdown, kind of from about 2017 to 2019, where I found myself taking the soprano on the gig and playing one song on it. And I really didn't like that. I really wanted to play more soprano. So I consciously now am seeking out repertoire that will work. On original songs, it's in my head. So like Lipstick on a Pig for me would never work. That was the first blues I played up on the gig on Sunday. That just doesn't work on a soprano. It's not designed to work on a soprano. I've never heard it on soprano. It's a tenor piece. Whereas the Cave Hill Stomp has always been a soprano piece. It's just the way it is. It sounds right on a soprano. It's where it's pitched, it's where I've heard it in my head, and where it comes out.